might be allowed to call the matter case number SS026 of 2014, State versus Radovan Krejcir and 6 others.
Please, the Honourable Court, my Lord, I appeal on behalf of accused number 1 in this matter.
Yes.
My Lord, I appeal on behalf of
accused number 2. We wanted to confer with your Lordship in chambers earlier on. One of the things we wanted to discuss was that...
I can't hear you, I'm sorry.
One of the things we wanted to discuss with you, my Lord, was that Advocate van der Heever has run through for an emergency medical procedure. Her crown fell off last night. She is treating that right now and will be coming to court as soon as she's done. Her instructions to me and my colleague...
She doesn't give you instructions.
I beg your pardon.
Accused gives you instructions.
I beg your pardon, man. She's advised that we proceed on her behalf.
So who's acting for accused 2?
Myself and Advocate Tenor, my Lord.
Right.
Please, the Court, I appeal.
Yes. Sorry. Right, what's the position?
Thank you for the state, my Lord. The matter is today set down for the applications for leave to appeal.
Yes.
Mr. Court, please.
Yes.
I please the Court, my Lord, I confirm that I appeal on behalf of the accused. I have prepared a power of attorney on behalf of accused number 1 in order to give power of attorney to myself, SW van der Merwe, and to Mr. Cliff Alexander. I've handed, as a result of the security concerns, I was not allowed to see accused number 1, my Lord. I've handed the power of attorney to the officer in charge of the police contingent, who is currently in possession thereof. It is not signed by Mr. Krejcir.
Well, he's here.
Yes, my Lord, but I do not have those papers with me. It's with the Colonel at the moment.
Yes.
And he's indicated that I'm not allowed to hand it to him at this stage.
Well, does it have to be written?
My Lord, the record would have to reflect that there's a power of attorney.
Yes. Just wait. Mr. Krejcir. You confirm that this council is briefed to act for you?
I beg your pardon?
Do you confirm that this council is briefed to act on your behalf in the applications?
Yes, I confirm.
And Mr. Cliff Alexander. My Lord, as it currently stands, I have absolutely no knowledge of what transpired prior to today, except for the fact that there was a conviction and a sentence. I'm not in a position to proceed with the application for leave to appeal. As it is, I'm of the opinion that the substantive application has to be drawn, and I've discussed it with my learned colleague on behalf of the state.
Your learned friend.
Because, my Lord?
Your learned friend.
Yes, my learned friend on behalf of the state. Be that as it may, I've indicated to him that I would be of the opinion it would be preferable if a date could be set. He, however, indicated that it would be better that we prepare the leave to appeal and then arrange with your registrar for a date that you are available.
Much better.
In the premises, my Lord, then I confirm that we will proceed with the application for leave to appeal on a date to be arranged with your registrar.
Well, I'll take it. I'll accept that it's noted. And I'll accept that it's against conviction and sentence.
That is indeed so, my Lord.
And I'll accept that at some stage you also apparently, according to accused number 1, I'm not quite sure, you can check with him, wish to bring a bail application. Let me just find out. Mr. Krejcir, did I understand you correctly yesterday that you wanted to note an application for leave to appeal against your conviction and your sentence?
That's correct.
And you also wanted to bring a bail application, is that right, or not the bail application?
The bail application as well, but I
You
need to
also
consult
want
with
that?
the lawyer first.
Right, thank you.
Thank you.
So there are two rolled into one, and one separate application,
Yes,
which
my
need
Lord,
to be dealt with by the accused.
that is correct.
So I accept that you say you need time to deal with it.
Indeed, so, my Lord.
Okay.
Obviously, the bail application will be dependent on your decision on the first application.
Well, let me suggest to you that you might consider having the papers ready at least, so that if the first application, so that whichever way the first application goes, you're in a position, if you wish, to proceed with the second one.
Indeed, so.
Because I don't want a position to arise where we now have another postponement. You probably will not know, but I am not on duty in criminal courts this term, so I'm using spare time in amongst my other work to fit in this case. So that's why it has to be a date to be arranged. And you need to have some cogent idea of how long it will take to run all the applications if they have to run, so that I know how much time, in inverted commas, I have to steal from my other work.
Yes, ma'am. I will not be able to give you a comment on that, but I will be able
Well,
to
you're not now,
inform your
but
registrar.
in due course you'll be able to tell me, presumably. Right.
My Lord, then I'm aware of the fact that your Lordship indicated that it's not in your Lordship's power to indicate whether detention of the accused may be or must be.
Well, you'll bring whatever applications you want to bring.
Well, my Lord, if I then may request that you make a ruling that he be detained where he's currently detained, so for him to have access to his legal representatives here in Gauteng.
No, I do not intend making any such ruling, certainly not just like that.
As the court pleases.
If you want me to make a ruling or think about it, you'll have to, A, convince me in proper papers that I have the right to do it and what the order should be.
I will then so do.
Right, okay. Accused 2. Well, you've heard accused 1 is not in a position to carry on. Are you in a position to carry on?
Not at present, my lord. We have a logistics issue with the papers being with Advocate van der Heever. Her advice had been that we ask 3 to 6 to continue, and should they be done by the time she arrives, then we would proceed.
Yes.
Yes,
Now, what's your position?
I'm ready to go on, my lord. Okay. I don't know what to say as always, but it sounds. But I am ready to go on.
Is it a good idea to hear you independently with others?
Well, I must inform your lordship of the following. I have 3 applications to bring, 2 applications in terms of section 316. The first application
What's
is
316?
316 is for it's leave to appeal and leave to lead further evidence.
Well, that takes a lot of time.
My lord, I think it may be simpler than that. If I may just indicate to your lordship what I intend doing. I intend applying in terms of section 316 of subsections 5 and 6 that some or 2 of the reports, which is already before your lordship, that they be admitted as evidence, that your lordship declares them to be evidence in this matter, and that those reports may be considered as far as the application for leave to appeal is concerned, as far as a possible later appeal is concerned, if leave is granted. Simply put, my lord.
Which report?
2 reports. The victim report and Mr. Morapeng's accused number 6 pre-sentencing report. The victim impact report, to put it by its correct name. If I may just briefly inform your lordship what it's all about. There were interviews with Mr. Lokele by the 2 persons, that Mrs. I think it's Dubé.
Whoever they are.
In event, and they took account, got a statement from him concerning the occurrences as far as this matter is concerned, and they I submit differ materially.
Well, I don't know about all
that is just yes. That'll
so that involves recalling witnesses. It's not just that report's going to go in.
My lord, it's gone in by consent as the truth of the facts thereof.
Yes, I think meaning in relation to the personal circumstances and otherwise of the accused. But I don't know what Mr. Mashiane...
There was a mission made.
Yes, there was.
Made between both parties.
But it clearly couldn't have been intended that it would exclude existing evidence.
My lord...
I don't know. But it sounds to me... If that is so, and you want to lead more evidence, it sounds to me like that application antedates all of these other applications.
Yes, it's part of section 316. It's part of the application for leave to appeal, but it does precede.
Well, I don't know if it is part of the application.
In terms of section 316.
Yeah,
but it does precede the application for leave.
Well, I've got to make a decision on that before I decide.
Yes, indeed, Sam Lord. That is so.
Yeah. So that issue. So when do you want to deal with that issue?
Well, my lord, I'm in your hands. If you want to deal with that
well, I don't know if
separately from the other accused, I can make myself available. Or
I don't think I can, because whatever he's got to say impacts on all of them, doesn't it?
Well, that may be a problem. That's why I mentioned this. Whether my learned friends for the other queues intend supporting or opposing this application and furthering argument on it,
Well,
I do not know.
I'm not. It sounds to me like it's not ready to run now. Is what I'm putting to you.
Well, it depends on your finding whether the witnesses are necessary to give a evidence. But I've got
from what you're telling
I've
me,
got indication
what
from
you're
you.
telling me is that if he said the thing was white on day one,
Well,
and if he said it's black on day two, according to another witness, then
yes.
it's a matter that has to be dealt with. By
I do not want to describe to the state what they intend doing, but
Well,
they'll have to deal with that admission that's been made, my Lord.
Yeah.
I submit they have to deal with it somehow and have that dispelled in some form or other. That mission stands, my Lord. The law is the law. Section 220 is quite clear. There have to be grounds why that mission is not applicable to.
I'm sure you'll find Mr. Mashiani is not in a position to deal with this. Does he know about your application?
No, my Lord.
So he's ambushed.
Well, it's judgment was yesterday, the sentence, my Lord.
Beg your pardon?
Ambushed in the sense that by circumstances, yes.
Yeah. I don't want to run the case piecemeal. I want to deal with your application insofar as it relates to further evidence first, and I want to deal with it when it's all ready.
Yes.
I'm not going to waste time hanging around while you prepare papers or do whatever you're going
it's
to
all
do.
prepared, my Lord.
Well, have you given it to Mr. Mashiani?
Not yet, my Lord.
And has he had a chance to see it
Not
and deal
yet.
with it? So they're not ready.
Yes, I understand what you say.
Yes.
The
So,
answers to the.
I'm not prepared to hear the matter until things are ready. When they are ready, I'll deal with them. Till they're ready, I won't deal with them. Now, I've been interposing this matter in my other work, as I said, so I'm not easily and quickly available, and I don't know how long it would take to get witnesses here, rerun a little piece of the trial. But we'll hear from Mr. Mashiani.
As a court, please. As I say, I'm ready, Mr. Mashiani.
Well, I doubt he's even in a
indicate
position.
what his approach would be. Thank you, Lord.
Mr. Mashiani, are you even in a position to address me on this issue? Have you even seen this?
No, my Lord.
So
I
then-
heard this for the first
right.
time now.
So, what I propose doing, I'll stand the matter down, discuss what you can do, and I think the matter should proceed at some stage when everyone's ready and able to proceed with the issues. So you need to tell me when you're going to be ready and able to proceed, and then I'll need to take an advisement from the Deputy Judge President as to where I am and what my workload is, so that I can see if I can accommodate you.
Yes, the court, please.
All right, so I'll stand for a quarter of an hour, see where you are, and then if you can reach some agreement about how long you'll take to be ready, all of you, that would be useful, because then we know when to start looking for the date.
Yes, the court, please.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to adjourn so the accused can go down. Right, court adjourns for a quarter of an hour.
Huh? Yeah.
I beg your pardon, my lord. She's advised that we proceed on her behalf.
So who's acting for accused 2?
Myself and Advocate 10, my lord.
Right.
Please the court IP.
Yes. Sorry. Right. What's the position?
For the state, my lord, the matter is today set down for the applications for leave to appeal.
Yes.
Mr. Court, please.
Yes.
I please the court, my lord, I confirm that I appeal on behalf of the accused. I have prepared a power of attorney on behalf of accused number 1 in order to give power of attorney to myself, SW van der Merwe, and to Mr. Cliff Alexander. I've handed, as a result of the security concerns, I was not allowed to see accused number 1, my lord. I've handed the power of attorney to the officer in charge of the police contingent, who is currently in possession thereof. It is not signed by Mr. Krejcir.
Well, he's here.
Yes, my lord, but I do not have those papers with me. It's with the colonel at the moment.
Yes.
And he's indicated that I'm not allowed to hand it to him at this stage.
Well, does it have to be written?
My lord, the record would have to reflect that there's a power of attorney.
Yes. Just wait. Mr. Krejcir. You confirm that this council is briefed to act for you?
I beg your pardon?
Do you confirm that this council is briefed to act on your behalf in the applications?
Yes, I confirm.
And Mr. Cliff Alexander. My lord, as it currently stands, I have absolutely no knowledge of what transpired prior to today, except for the fact that there was a conviction and a sentence. I'm not in a position to proceed with the application for leave to appeal. As it is, I'm of the opinion that the substantive application has to be drawn, and I've discussed it with my learned colleague on behalf of the state.
Your learned friend.
I beg yours, my lord?
Your learned friend.
Yes, my learned friend on behalf of the state. Be that as it may, I've indicated to him that I would be of the opinion it would be preferable if a date could be set. He, however, indicated that it would be better that we prepare the leave to appeal and then arrange.
How does I respond? And it might even mean having to consult with the relevant witnesses. Only question of reading it and then being able to say,
Based on your assessment, based on your assessment, how long do you none of those are our witnesses. We want to leave. No, they're sorry.
no, for the victim impact, not yours.
Who's witness?
State witness,
No.
not your witness. You want to call them? For? Then,
Okay, well, let me call them and consult with them. Remember that. Please, you've got to consult with them. Call them, they're my witnesses. Your case is
then how do you expect you to be ready to proceed?
what do you want to do to proceed?
No, then I don't want to. Then let's have the matter struck off. And that's the end of it. How do you say I must get my response in order and yet I can't consult with them to find out what's happening?
Cross-examine them as a normal course.
They're not your witnesses.
There's my witnesses. Your case is finished. All the witnesses you haven't called by this stage are as available to me. I'm telling you, they are now my witnesses. They are now my witnesses.
We want that.
Obviously not, that's it. But you have your witness as a job.
But you can't explain it dates without the judge.
The judge clearly stated we must tell him how long it's going to take us to be ready. We must tell him so that he can get a directive from the judge president. That's quite simple. So we must now get to a tentative date.
Okay, when will you be ready?
As is all judgments, one shiny king.
I'm sorry?
Shiny king.
I'm blinded or something. There's a bomb. You're still staring. You hear the bomb explode. It's you, my son. Until you need to laugh about listening to my child. If you take it seriously, you will die.
So it's true when we attempt to
And he was on the tell you yes, that temporarily I didn't like it. But he has a lab, that by a man.
That's good.
I was going to last week. Yeah. And we have a lab to the kind of store they were not really because it was selling people. Yeah,
or last time.
But I guess
these people. Millions, I'm Shanice.
May! Come on, Mr. Mashawani. It's people on custody, they're not being available. It's urgent. We've had 6 months delay. No, this is not justice. This thing must be dealt with as soon as possible.
Ask me when I'm available. I'm telling you when I'm available.
When are you going to make yourself be available? Be available the 7th.
And when is the judge going to be available?
I don't know, but when are you?
said you're like,
Make yourself available the 7th.
And we need the judges to do
Can we have them at least have consent?
Did you see my media update?
nominated
My media
Oh, we
update.
nominated 7th.
Oh, say I don't agree to that thing.
Adam put me in media update.
What's media update?
Yes. It's a profile. Teresa did one. Last week he did Teresa.
Oh, what do you do? Profile on photos?
Listen,
She has profile.
and tell your husband how we're trying to get
Oh,
it out as
the
soon as
website,
possible.
I mean,
Including the instructors. Are you listening to this one?
Yeah, submit as, to submit as evidence for those who appeal. Yeah, I want that one as well. Sorry, I'm going first. You can have this one in the free.
I feel like we should just all airdrop. How do we airdrop? You don't have an iPhone.
Oh wow.
You have an iPhone. What's this one?
This is the model. It's actually not one of the things, it's more for King's report. You misspelled. Sorry.
I was in the request to ask you guys or inform you guys that these guys have been in prison custody for 6 months, waiting sentencing. Now we want to bring a bail or a lease to appeal application. And if it's granted, it's going to be asked for a bail application. Yes. So, if we want justice, we want to bring our application to the board. It seems like the statement will May and supposed to allow me around the 2 or 3 days. They were on bail until 24th of August when they were convicted. When they were in custody for county custody.
What's the victim's does that tell you about his very presented from what
This is the presenting yesterday.
we heard it yesterday. So how about submit that in? Oh, I understand. This is the guy coming from.
No, maybe.
I had my We're gonna do a sound test to check levels. Are you gonna monitor?
Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Is it cool? 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3. 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3. Testing. Anton. Is it good? 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. 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 1 2 3. What? What's happening?
Okay, thanks. What about it?
We're done with the date.
So, do we...
Amtshela ujaji ba-right labantu. Qedile once. Hello, njani noma? Yeah, I'm lying, right.
Sorry, if you can tell the judge that the date of the parties look at
Thanks for staying late yesterday. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Okay. Mr. Mashian.
That we tentatively agreed to have the matter remanded to the 11th.
I'm not here. Okay, accused may be seated. I'm not here.
Well,
I'll only be back next term, if that's the time period. I haven't been able to speak to the DJP.
well, in that respect, then I therefore apply that this matter be removed from the roll. We'll again have to sit around the table and find a suitable date in conjunction with the court's register as to when the
I'll have
court
to,
will be
I'll have to
available.
take the JP is in New York. The DJP is in court, so I need to get direction from them as to when I'm available. I'm definitely not available that time. I'm not here physically.
I am with the court.
I don't want to disclose where I am, but I'm not here.
We can discuss that
Okay.
off the record and then engage the court's registrars to possibly when, and hopefully by that time the court would have approached the JP and the JP as to
How long is it anticipated?
we had agreed that 3 days will be sufficient.
3 days. Okay.
That is what we
All
have
right.
tentatively agreed.
Sure. Okay, that's an issue. I can't quickly find 3 days, but I'll see. So, Mr. Van der Merwe, is that I'll have to get a hold of. I'll have to get a hold of senior judges and find out what's happening.
Well, what alternative dates have been discussed, my lord? Alternative dates being in May, when your lordship would be back.
May. Yes, but I need to obtain some direction from the deputy judge president and the judge or the judge president.
I just understand that.
About what the story is. So you say 3 days. So it means we run in weeks. So it means a week.
Yes, my lord. The 3 days I understand is under the presupposition that Mr. Spannenberg will have to lead the evidence of the two
Well,
persons.
I foresee that it's going to happen.
Yes.
So I think you probably talk. If you're talking 3 days, you're probably talking a week.
Yes.
So I need to speak to the leaders of this court.
I do understand it, my lord, but
Right.
would it be a more prudent solution if the matter be rolled until tomorrow in order for you to get a direction?
No. I'll get direction. People can communicate with you. I'm in court tomorrow hearing an appeal. So I was in any event standing you down tomorrow if you try to run.
Yes.
Because I'm not available, and I'm also not available on Friday. So there was a few hours available.
I do understand, my lord, then we in the lordship's
Okay,
hands.
thank you. Yes.
My lord, I have to be part of the process.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Spannenberg. It looks like I'm needing a week.
Yes, but just to add on what Mr. Van der Merwe said, wouldn't it prudent just to have a provisional date sometime?
No. What I'm going to do is you'll leave all your email addresses, and then I'll tell you when it will be. It might be the first week of the new term, or it might be a week soon thereafter. The leaders of this division are well aware of the need for this matter to be, of my attitude, that this matter needs to become finalized in all of its aspects. So you're not going to get a date in December.
Which year,
But like that.
Lord, if
Well, I've
this-
postponed a civil trial. It's coming on, I think, in 2018 or something. So,
Lord, if this aspect's been dealt with, I seek a ruling with respect, my Lord, if I may proceed with that.
what ruling are you
Ruling that the two witnesses, Ms. Dube and Nogwe, are the defense witnesses.
Oh, I don't know.
Well,
Well, we'll
my little
see.
friend has now finished his trial. These witnesses are now being called by the accused. They are now defense witnesses.
What difference does that make?
Well, first of all...
Well, I'm not going to make that ruling. It's an ethical issue as to whether or not he has to speak to you to consult with him.
Well...
So he'll do that.
Well, there's a dispute whether whose witnesses they are.
Well, it doesn't matter. Between the two of you, when you consult,
No,
you'll
we
consult him.
have discussed it, my lord. My little friend is intent on consulting with him.
Independently of you. I think all he has to do is give you notice.
No, my lord. It's, we have to
Well,
be
what's the rule? There's a rule.
We have to be present.
You're entitled to be invited, or you're entitled to be present.
Yes. Well,
Invited and then choose whether you're present.
Yes,
Yeah, I think that's what the rule is. So I understand it. You're entitled to invite you to come, and then you can choose whether you want to go. But you can't prevent him from seeing the witness.
Well, this is a criminal matter. It's not the same rule as in a civil matter.
Well, I'm not making rulings without knowing what the facts are.
I can see prejudice on
You'll do whatever you want to do.
I can see it.
Well, you can speak to your learned friend and see where you go and how you deal with it.
My lord, with the allegations already made in this matter, if you look at heads of argument and arguments in this regard.
About who or what?
About witnesses.
I'm not becoming involved in this issue until such time as I have proper evidence before me to enable me to make a ruling. I'm certainly not just making rulings.
Well, you know the approach of all the accused, my lord.
Well, I don't know what.
That there's been interference and in the state case, and
Interference
the
by
matter
whom?
has been built up against them by the investigating team. But that is their case. They said so.
Yeah.
And this,
well, I'm certainly
this
not
may
making.
just not end here.
Absent facts and proper argument and a proper opportunity to consider the matter, I'm not making rulings. So you want me to consider the matter more fully and more carefully, produce me the appropriate evidence and an appropriate argument and a time to enable me to consider what you have to say. I may get it wrong just by talking, so I'd like to think about it.
Unfortunately, by that time, the horse will be grazing in the meadows.
Well, I'll mention, without making rulings, I'm quite in a position to... Right. Mr. Mashiane, so it seems as though you can expect some application concerning the ruling in due course, and in pending that application being finalized, I would ask you, and I'm not making a ruling, but to treat the witnesses in a manner appropriate to the rights of the accused, so that if they want to be there, why shouldn't they be there? I'm not telling you have to do it. I'm telling you that as a matter of course, if they want to be present, why shouldn't they be present? But you think about it, and I ask you not to just create a situation where the application is rendered nullified by your conduct.
Indeed.
So that's really what I'm saying to you. Right, that makes the position reasonably clear. So
it goes wider than that than Mr. Mashiane. It involves the whole investigation.
Well, I can't make orders against policemen. I don't know what they're doing. Right. So now, can everyone provide my registrar with some form of contact? And then during the course of this week, they will hear from me when I'm available. It'll probably be the first or the second week of the new term. Right, so is there anything else I need to say or do?
None, Madam. Thank you.
Right, Court adjourns once the accused have gone. Accused may go down. Right, you can consult or speak to your counsel whenever you want. Please leave the dock.
You don't have access to the service.
You do have access, as far as I'm aware, via the police who control the cells. So you need to speak to them. Well, deal with it. Court adjourns. So maybe I'll refer you.
Of het je adres schrijven.